guys, it's Edendenise. Welcome back to my channel. So I have a story time for you guys today, and it's terrible, but now it's kind of funny since it's been a couple months, and I just wanted to share it with you guys, my Ouidad haircut experience. So stay tuned. Okay, so let's just jump right into the story, guys. So I am not a big haircut person because my hair has always been naturally curly, so it's a big thing for me to decide that I want to go and get a haircut. So after some consideration, I thought that I would search around and see if I could find a good stylist to do my hair. Well, I came down to choice between Diva Cut and Ouidad Cut, and I did a little bit of research, and I realized that in my state we don't have anybody that can do the Diva Cut. So that's really disappointing because of course they cut your hair while it's dry, and it just looks awesome. Every picture I've seen was awesome. But I went ahead and looked at the Ouidad Cut, and I was like, okay, well that looks cute too. I think that would be good. And there was a salon within 20 minutes of where I live, so I was really happy. I went on their website and I saw that for the deep condition and the haircut is $135, which that's fine. I'm willing to spend money on things that I feel like are worth the money, and I really thought that this would be worth the money, no problem at all. So I booked my appointment. They didn't have any appointments until a month later, and I was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna wait, it's no big deal. Well, my appointment, the day of my appointment finally comes, and I am so excited. So I show up, and the first thing I noticed was there was this girl that I knew from college, and we had never been friends. We'd never liked each other. So it was just super fake when I walked in, and she was just like, hey, Eden, hey, come in, do you want a drink? Do you, like, I know that's part of her job, but it was just over the top. And I was like, I'm the type of person that I'm gonna be real. If I didn't like you in college, there's no reason for me to pretend like I like you now. So I was just like, okay, whatever. I'm not gonna let her mess up this because I'm gonna have a great time and my hair's gonna look so good. So I went ahead and waited because my stylist, well, let's call the girl at the desk, her name is Megan, okay, because she comes back up again in the story later, Megan. And then my hairstylist, we'll call him John. So John comes up and he was like, so come have a seat and tell me what you want done, basically. So I was like, okay. So I went and sat in his chair and I showed him a picture, and I'll put the picture somewhere up here. If I can put it somewhere up here so y'all can see what I was wanting. It's pretty basic hairstyle, nothing fancy. And he was like, oh yeah, that's so easy, you couldn't have made it any easier, I got this, no problem at all. And so I was like, great, okay, we're gonna do this. So he takes me back and he washes my hair and does the deep conditioning treatment on me, and I sit there for a couple of minutes and let it sit in. Everything's going great. He's talking a lot, and just he's really friendly, really super nice. After the hair wash, we go and sit down in a chair, and he starts doing the carve and slice method. What they do, they just like go down the cut, curl and cut like that, I don't know. He's doing that, and then he started doing the rake and shake, all that stuff that they do, which the rake and shake, it was starting to make me nervous because he was simply putting so much product in my hair. And my hair, when it's curly and natural, my hair is so thin and it can't take all that product in it. And I already knew, I was like, oh my gosh, he's putting so much in it, it's gonna be so flat. But I was like, okay, whatever, he is the professional, I'm not, so I'm gonna just sit here and let him do his thing. And after that, he puts me under some hair dryers, and everything's cool. He brings me back to the chair after it's dry. At this time, another one of his customers had come in, and I was just like, okay, so I don't know why he stacks his customers on top of each other, especially since the appointments are so expensive, like, but whatever. So he tells his other customer to sit down, and he continues to try to shake my hair out to try to make it bigger, because the picture I wanted, of course, I wanted it bigger. So he's shaking my hair, shaking. He tells me to bend over and like flip over and doing all this stuff to try to make it big. And he tells me to, he turns my chair around so I face the other direction, can't see the mirror. And he's like trying to poof it up and everything. And he's like, okay. And he rolls me around and he's like, do you like it? And the first thing I did, I just looked. I was like, well, because I was trying to be nice, bless him. I was trying to be nice. I was like, well, it doesn't look like the picture. And you guys, it was awful. I was trying to be nice, but it was so bad. I think it looked worse than when I came in. And I don't know how that's even possible. But I'll go ahead and insert a picture somewhere here of what it looks like when I left the salon, like how it was cut. And I was really upset because I was literally about to cry. And I was like, it's not like the picture. And he's like, okay, well, you know, it's probably just weighed down because of the treatment. He's like, just go home for 3 days and see if you like it. And that made me really mad because I'm about to pay a lot of money and you're just telling me to go home and see if I like it later. Like, no, that's not gonna work for me. But I was gonna cause a scene because of course Megan was there and the other customer was there waiting for his haircut, and I was just like, okay. So I get up and I pay. I did not leave a tip because he did not do anything to help me. Like, he let me leave upset, and he knew I was upset. I told him that I did not like it, and he let me leave. So I just paid, and I got in my car, and I put on Facebook that I just paid $135 for a haircut that I hate. And then all my friends started commenting. They were commenting. They're like, oh my gosh, why did you pay that much for a haircut in the first place? They were like, where is this place? Like, they were going in, like, what is going on? I was like, oh my gosh, like, whatever. So I'm on my way home, and not even 20 minutes later, y'all, I kid you not even 20 minutes later, I get a phone call. And I didn't answer it because I didn't know who it was. It went to voicemail. I checked my voicemail, and it was like, it was John, the hairstylist, John. And he was like, hey Eden, this is John at such and such salon. I was just reaching out to you because your social media posts have been brought to my attention, and I just want to let you know that's not the best way to get in contact with me, but if you want me to fix it, then I have an opening tomorrow, and you can come in and let me fix it. And he was also like, by the way, I probably need to let you know why it cost $135 today. And he was just very snippy and very passive aggressive in his tone of voice. It was so rude, and I was just like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe this. And then I had to figure out, like, who would have told him, because it was on my private Facebook page. Who would have told him that I posted that? So then I started thinking, and it was most likely Megan's friend that we both know, Megan's friend, that probably took a screenshot and sent it to her, and then Megan probably told John. But that was just so unprofessional and rude of him to mention my own personal Facebook page and tell me that that's not the best way to contact him when I wasn't trying to contact him. But anyways, I just ignored that voicemail because it was very rude. And I posted on my page again that whoever is telling them my business, that you need to stop. So then after that, Megan messages me on Snapchat, and she's like, oh, I have the receipts here on my phone, y'all. I'm gonna tell you what she said. I'm gonna read it. Maybe I'll post it up there so you guys can see it too. She says, I'm sorry that you don't love your hair right now. John said that the deep treatment weighs it down, also to try and get that volume. He also offered you your money back. He didn't offer me my money back. And if you'd like to come in tomorrow to play with it some more and try to get that volume, you can. Just let us know. Thanks. And I was like, seriously? So I replied and I said, he didn't offer me a refund while I was there. I told him I didn't like it and it was flat, and he told me I should wear it a few days. I'm not wearing it looking like this anywhere, LOL. It's nothing like what I asked for at the beginning of the appointment, and if he couldn't do it, then he should have just told me he couldn't do it, and I would have just gotten a regular trim. What I got was not worth $135. I have no problem paying for a regular haircut, but that's way too much to leave unhappy, and I'm not cheap. I was aware what I was paying for, just didn't get that. And I thought it was just going to be the end of it at that point. Like, it's very unprofessional for her to message me over Snapchat regarding the business anyways, but I was wrong. She replied. She said, again, you could come back tomorrow and get your money back and try to style it differently. And posting that you're mad at whoever told me about your post is wrong. You can let us know if you hate it, and you can style it yourself and see what you think. Just reach out. I was like, is she serious right now? Like, are you for real? So I replied and said, Megan, I did make it known I disliked it, and it was his decision to leave me dissatisfied. I can post my displeasure about my experience on my own Facebook page if I want to. What's not going to happen is the passive aggressiveness in the voicemail that was left and the tone of the messages you're sending to me. I won't be coming back there. Thanks. So that was the end of that. I took screenshots of the conversation because I was just so mad and I could not believe it, and I had to send it to my best friend. But I took screenshots of the conversation, and then I noticed that she took screenshots of the conversation. So I'm sure she sent it to the girl that was telling her about my Facebook, to John. She probably sent it to everybody. But I don't care. Like, that is so unprofessional. Like, no, you can't do that. That's not cool at all. Anyways, but one final thing. After that, she must have told John, because he called me again, left another voicemail, a little bit nicer this time, and he was like, please let me fix it. The reason I've been doing hair for 30 or something years is because I like to make people happy, and you know, I like to see basically how happy they are when I help them with their hair, blah blah blah. Please let me help you. And I just ignored it again. I was like, that's just crazy. I left their page a bad review, and I was just done with it. I was done. So I went home and I redid it myself. I think I did a pretty good job without knowing how to cut hair. And I'll leave a picture somewhere here of what I did to it to make it look better. I think it looked great. But yeah, that whole experience, it was terrible. It was awful. It was not a good experience for a haircut after 5 years of not having one. It was just very disappointing, and it could have been handled by that company better. I'm not going to blast them because that's not the point. But I did want to let you guys know my experience with the Ouidad cut. It wasn't great. I don't know if it was just because he wasn't great or if it's just not worth the money in general. But maybe one day I'll get to get a diva cut and try that out. But that is my story, you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe down below. And oh, also, this is my new wig. This is Follow Me. If you guys want to see a review on Follow Me, then please let me know down below also, and I will do that for you guys. But I do hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Thanks for watching. Bye.